First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and all glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders that do rule well at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to all you Akim out there pushing His gospel in sincerity and truth. Say shalom to all the humble and sincere sisters out there as well. Brother Kalam from the James Strat camp. This is a small be entitled An Observation. With experience comes skill. And this observation, I is a meat cutter, and I was observing one of the senior meat cutters, who is roughly around, let's say, mid-40s to, let's say, late 40s to early 50s, but he has been cutting meat on a bandsaw ever since his early 20s, and I only started, some months. And I observed the way in which he cut, and it's as if he had no fear of the blade. His cuts was more accurate, he had more precision, he had more skill. He knew how to cut everything perfectly or close to perfection. He knew, where's the safest cuts to make, what different angles, right? He knew his craft. He knew, and he had perfected his skill. And I observed these things, and all I could have seen was the final product, And then you look deeper, and I looked at his fingers, and you realized that all the manner of cuts that he cut himself trying to perfect this skill. All the decades of going after it and making mistakes and actually fighting to become what I now saw, which looked like perfection to me. And I think that we all should strive to be like that. We should all strive to acquire that level of skill. We look at the apostles of Great Millstone, the men that were chosen to lead Israel in these times, but they didn't receive that just like that. Decades of studying, decades of exercising in the spirit. Decades, bro. Decades of researching, of reviewing, of reading, of preaching and teaching and learning. And they weren't lukewarm. They actually desired this thing. They perfected. I shouldn't say perfect, because no man is perfect, but they've reached close. You understand? They've mastered this craft of ours. They've mastered the art of this spiritual combat. You understand? And we should strive to do likewise. To never become complacent, but to always seek after wisdom. Because if you was to sharpen a sword today, and you ain't sharpen it in 6 months, and then you come back, you would have a dull blade. You understand? But if you continue to sharpen that sword every single day, it will be more fit for battle. It will be a better weapon. This Bible is our weapon, and we should learn how to use it. We should learn our weapon. Right? A quote by Bruce Lee say he isn't afraid of the man that knows 1,000 kicks, but he's afraid of the man that has practiced one kick 1,000 times. Because the kick that he has practiced, he has perfected it. He will know when to use it, how to use it, when not to use it. Right? He would learn everything about that kick, and he would make it It will become a better weapon than a man with 1,000 kicks who hasn't mastered any. And the way I see it, we have it easier because everything is in the palm of our hand with our phone to acquire this wisdom. You really gotta seek after it. You really gotta want it and desire it. We look at these athletes and we only see the final product. We don't actually see all the hard work that was put in to create what we call, perfect. You look at Usain Bolt and the speed that he has been able to produce, in years ago, and none has been able to pass it yet, right? But you don't know how much work he put in for that. These athletes put in all manner of work because they desire that goal. And the things that we desire are greater than theirs. We desire the kingdom of heaven. We desire to be gods, to rule. We desire to be called sons of the Heavenly Father, to be heirs with Yahushua. So we must work more than them to acquire our goals. It's 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto power, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Right? I want to look up some definitions of some words. See what some of these words mean. I look up the definition of the word study.
Strong's G 4704, spudazo. Spudazo.
Outline of biblical usage is say to hasten, to make haste, to exert oneself. To exert is to produce force, right? It's say to endeavor, to give diligence. The KJV translates Strong's G 4704 in the following manner: endeavor, do diligence, be diligent, give diligence, be forward, labor, study. To use speed, to make effort, to be prompt or earnest, diligence, be diligent, endeavor, labor, to study, right? So you have to be diligent, you have to labor, you have to exert yourself, right? Exhort yourself, to show thyself approved.
Strong's G 1384, dokimos. Dokimos.
It's accepted, particularly of coins and money. Approved, tried, right? So it's saying to be diligent, to exert, to study, to labor, to show yourself accepted unto power, right? A workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing.
Strong's G 3718, arthatameo. Arthatameo.
And I want to go to I'll go to the second definition. It says to make straight and smooth, to handle aright, to teach the truth directly and correctly. You understand? To teach the truth directly and correctly. To divide is to break down, right? Rightly dividing, rightly breaking down this word of truth. You understand? So it's saying to give diligence, to show thyself accepted unto power, a workman that needed not to be ashamed. Why wouldn't you be ashamed? Because you will be able to answer every single question, that you will never be able to be confounded, that no matter who you're up against, you will be able to cut them. You understand? That is what we are soldiers in battle, and there are different levels of demons out there with different ranks, and you need to be able to stand against them all, against every last one of them. right? Yes, we were given different gifts, but don't make that an excuse as to why you should stay mediocre. We all need to elevate. If you're not elevating, you're not part of the elect. And you don't really care about your Bashim Yosha, you're not sincere in any way. But if you sincere and truly believe, yeah, you would know that the Most High growth pleases the Most High. A man seeking after wisdom pleases the Lord, so much that he will give him what he's seeking for. Alright? Just want to get the definition of the word mastery. Right? It's a comprehensive knowledge or skill in a particular subject or activity. It's a control or superiority over someone or something. Control. What is it that we are doing? You understand? This work is about what? It is about controlling and overcoming what? The flesh. 2 Corinthians 9 and 27. It's a start at verse 25. It's and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Right? So it's every man that striveth for the mastery, for complete control. Right? Well, the definition is comprehensive knowledge or skill in a particular subject, control or superiority over someone or something. Right? So we striving for that control, you understand, over our flesh, over our mind, and to be to have that comprehensive knowledge in a particular subject, which is the scriptures, to be able to rightly divide the word of truth, to be able to break down the scriptures properly at all times. Right? They say, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. And this is what that is discipline. To bring your body under subjection is discipline. To not move, not to waver, to go to the left or to the right, but to be what you say you will be. To be truthful to yourself and to actually go for something. Anybody could talk about it, but there's one thing to actually do it. Motivation doesn't matter if you ain't gonna take it and use it. Right? And if you study every single day, you would be astonished as to see how strong you would become in some weeks, how much you would know, how much scriptures you'd be able to remember, and all these things. Right? Because we know that there's a balance. There is faith and there is sincerity, but your works and the things that you do, and you seeking wisdom and all these things, the foundation will always be faith. But you can't have a foundation. What is a foundation if it don't? What's the foundation of a house without walls and a roof? Right? And doors and windows and furniture. And stairs, and where's the point of the foundation? What is it holding up? Nothing. And that don't make sense. So you see, everything is hand in hand. Everything is one. Right? So your faith should compel you to seek after wisdom, and understand that with experience, with time, you would become greater, so long as you use that time wisely to go after your goal. With that, really hope this lesson was edifying. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makakodash, Shalom.